Okay, I'll start out something. Okay, hello, I'm Dr. Sessions. I do orthodontics. I've been doing it roughly about 30 years. And I want to show a lab process of a retainer I designed. And I want to think that I'm probably the first person to have invented it, but probably I haven't. But at least in Portland, almost no dentist has seen this type of retainer. And it's a wave retainer, and I'm going to have Amy kind of home in on it on the paper there. And what we do is, the reason we do a wave retainer is, especially in the upper arch, is that way patients can floss all the way through without having to use a threader, which is it's very difficult and not very fun, and a lot of patients won't do it for you. So the first thing we do is and I have Amy home in on it, but we occlude both models together and find out where the lower teeth contact the backside of the uppers. And that's that upper line. I'll point to it. Most dentists will know what that is. And then I draw a wave design on the back of the model to kind of show my lab tech or myself and my lab tech does this for me now, but I did this for the demonstration. But then I conform a wire out of 028 TMA wire. We buy it from Ormco, and you could probably use a stainless steel wire, and it doesn't necessarily have to be 028, but with the TMA, that flexibility works out really, really nicely. Okay, so once I draw the pattern here, we then score the wire with a stone. And the reason we score it is when we eventually put the composite blob on, which I call it a blob, but the composite attachment, it rolls around the wire when you take it off. So you score the wire in at least one or two places where the little blobs of composite are going to go. So I score it on the 4 points it's going to go. And then once I score it, I just put this down, and then for demonstration purposes, I have a pre-scored wire. I sticky wax it down. But prior to that, you can see the little white coating on there. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's a little white coating. We use a separating medium. Now we're using this from, it's a fellow in Texas, and it works really, really well. But if you don't use a separating medium, here's another separating medium. This is the applicator right here, called Triad. And some people just use Vaseline. And we use a micro brush to apply it. But we apply, we just use this, but we applied the separating medium before I sticky wax it down. Otherwise, when you put the composite on, which I'm about to show you right now I have 3 composite attachments or blobs that I place. And I'm going to show you how I do this, but we don't want that composite to bond or form a union with this resin model. Otherwise, it will never come off the model. And this is the sticky wax I used earlier to place that wire down. And so what we do is we take some orthodontic resin, like this, and I take some, this is Transbond XT from 3M Unitech. It works great as an orthodontic adhesive for brackets and braces and for lab work. I take a spatula, and even though I already have 3 of the blobs going, again, I keep calling them blobs, I want to do the last one just to show you how I do it. Again, the separating medium is down there, and I take this little blob of composite, and I kind of sculpt it so it's round and covers the last end of that wire. And then, when I have that down and I like it, I grab my light curing instrument. This is, again, from 3M, but any light one will work. And then I can cure it. This one is a 3-second cure times 2, so we do it about 6 seconds. You can do it more than that, but that's all you need. So once it's cured, we have it on the model like that. Now, the next and final step would be to remove this from the model. I'll have you back up so you can see me in the video. But we remove this from the model by just getting the sticky wax off and then just lightly pulling it up. And then you'll have a wire with 3 little blobs of composite. You might have to gently sculpt those little round blobs a little bit if there's some flashing with the greenstone again. And then you take this to the micro etcher, which we have over there, and we micro etch the back of it in case there's any of the separating medium still on there. And then last but not least, after we micro etch it, we acetone the back of it, and then we put in a little small Ziploc bag, put the patient name on it, and it's ready to bond. So that's how we do it. And again, this wave retainer is fantastic for patients who want to be able to floss very well. And also, they stay on really well because of the wave design. They flex nicely we have very few to no failures of these. We have fewer failures of these than the standard straight wire that we use in the lower arch. But anyway, that's how we do this.